guys, it's Mr. Hart's coming at you. This will be my last video before you guys take the AP test tomorrow. Thank you guys for your work and hanging in there, as this has been a pretty difficult scenario for us, but we have an opportunity to show how much we've learned tomorrow at 1 p.m. First thing, make sure that you have already checked your email for your exam code, like I sent out on Friday in the video. If you haven't watched that video from Friday, make sure you do so. But check your email for your exam ticket, and I want you to pay special attention to that, your AP ID number. I'll talk about that in a second. The one thing I wanted to give you guys is, I know you guys have tons and tons of notes. I wanted to make a little notes table of content. And what I want you to do is copy down this chart right now. And this is just so if you're working tomorrow and there's a question you can't remember and you want to look up in your notes for a definition or something. I just wanted you to have a table of contents so you could flip quickly to the correct day. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video right now and write down these first parts of the table, from limits by graph to average rate of change. So these are the topics on the left and the day that we titled the notes. You're going to want to have all your notes in one place, easy to work with. So go ahead and pause it now and get that copied down. Then I'll just scroll down a little bit more so you can copy the whole thing down. Okay, here's the next days. Again, go ahead and pause it here and copy down those. Okay, I'll scroll down a little bit more. Again, pause the video here and copy these down. Okay, I'll scroll a little bit more. All right, go ahead and pause the video here and copy all of these down. Okay, I'll scroll down. I think this might be the last one. And you can pause the video here and copy these ones down as well. Okay, I'm also going to send you a PDF form of this table. So if you have a printer, you can print it out too, or you can search it on a computer. But I still want you to write that down. It'll help commit to memory where things are. Now, I don't want you to necessarily spend a lot of time looking up things that you already know how to do. But if you get stuck, that's a good place to check what's going on. Okay, for tomorrow, here's what you need. First off, know that the test starts at 1 p.m. on May 12th, but I need you to check in. You can get into the testing room about a half an hour early. So at 12:30 tomorrow, this is when their AP is encouraging people to go in around 12:30. So you can go in around 12:30. They're going to have a few questions. As for your API exam ID, right? Your API ID should have come in that email that you got. So 12:30 tomorrow, check in, right? It allows you time to figure out something that's going on. Also, the things that I want you to have with you, you need your exam ticket. Again, that should be in an email sent yesterday. That came from AP, and it went to the email address that you used when you sign up for AP Classroom. So make sure you have your exam ticket with you, or a picture of it or something with all the information written down. Now, all the problems are supposed to be, you're able to do them without a calculator, but I still want you to have your calculator with you. So have your calculator with you. And make sure it's charged. So if you have the type of calculator that needs to plug in to charge, make sure you plug it in. Make sure you're on radians, right? If you need to. I don't think there'll be any problems that require a calculator, but have it with you just in case. Just so you can don't panic and you can do things using a calculator if you feel more comfortable doing so. Sometimes doing things by hand is faster, just as an FYI, but you can have the calculator there ready with you. Make sure you have paper to write on. I want you guys to do the photo submission, just because with all the math notation, it's so much easier to do that notation by hand rather than figuring out how to do it on a word processor. So I want you to have paper with you. Get that paper ready today. Make sure you put your AP ID on that. Do that ahead of time now, right? If you watch that video, let me just show you a still frame from it. Give me a second. Right here. Do you see how they want you to write your AP ID and your initials on there? I want you guys to do this part, and they want you to number the pages as well. I want you to do this part today so it's ready to go. Now, I don't know how many pieces of paper you need, but I'd be prepared. I'd have probably at least 6 or 7 pages ready to go. And already put your AP ID and your initials and number the pages here. Okay. I also strongly suggest that you only write on one side of the paper. It might make it hard for the graders to read if you have information on both sides. So go ahead and get that paper stuff ready today, so you're not scrambling at the end trying to remember what your AP ID number was. You should already have this. It was emailed to you. So go ahead and take care of that today. And the better you can do getting this stuff prepped, ready to go, the easier and more relaxed and more focused on the actual calculus you can be tomorrow. Okay, the other thing I want you to have with you is your notes. Have your notes with the table of contents. Have that table of contents that you just copied down, have that ready, and have your notes ready. If you want to, even you can put little post-it notes in, numbering the days. You don't have to do it for all of them, but you can do like 10, 20, 30, 40 or something, just so you know, like, okay, I'm looking for day 16. I know it's going to be between day 20 and day 30. All right, any little thing like that can help save you time, and time is of the essence. So make sure you have your notes with the table of contents. I would also have, separate from your notes, if you want, and you still have some of these, any assignments we've done. Maybe tomorrow you come across a problem and you're like, hey, I know we had one like that on our U substitution test, or I had one like that on a U substitution assignment that we have done as review. Right? Having those assignments, you can kind of look at your work quickly. I don't want you to spend very much time looking through stuff while you're taking this test, because the time is going to go by really fast. But sometimes if you're stuck, that can be something to help get you going. And then just make sure you have plenty of writing utensils that work. Make sure if you're using pens or you're using dark ink. If you make a mistake on your work, don't feel like you need to erase it. Just put an X through it and move on. I don't want you to waste your time erasing things tomorrow. Just exit and start over, right? And graders understand what that means. That means you figured out an error you made or thought of something different, okay? Don't waste your time erasing or scribbling things out. Just put an X through it. What else do you need tomorrow? Make sure the device you're going to use is charged. So if you're going to use a computer or a phone or whatever you're using, make sure it is charged, right? Hopefully through the demo test you figured out which device you want to use. Okay. Make sure your internet connection is strong. I know sometimes when I'm working from home, if I'm trying to use the internet and my stepson is playing Fortnite, my internet is slower, right? So maybe talk to family members, talk to brothers, sisters, anybody else who's using your internet, and make sure, ask them to stay off as much as possible during that time. I know that's not, you can't control other people, but a friendly ask can go a long ways. And I think that should be it. We just you want to do the best you can. Remember, you have to submit. That was in the video. Make sure you actually submit. You have to pay attention to that clock. Do not run out of time before submitting, right? And just understand that it takes sometimes a while to submit those things. And even if there's part of a problem where you don't know how to do it, just try, because you can get partial credit. So make sure you're at least attempting, right? If there's two parts to part A and you know how to do one of them but not the other, make sure you do the one you know and attempt the one you don't. Okay? But kind of go through the problem and do all the stuff you're most comfortable with first. Then the harder stuff, or stuff that you may have forgotten, right, or looks foreign to you, save that for the end and do that at the end. But just make sure that you submit in time. And again, that video talks about that. Also, in terms of internet connected, the one last thing I would say is make sure you're in a space where you have some relative peace and quiet. Now, if you have really little siblings, they may not fully understand that. But talk to people in your household. Say, hey, from 12:30 to 2 o'clock, it's really important that I am able to focus on this, right? So ask older family members for help, and just let people know that, hey, at this time, please let me do the best I can because I can earn college credit on this. Okay. So hopefully with this table of contents, okay, I'm not going to give you a homework assignment today. I just want you to get all prepped for tomorrow. And I just want you to go through your Quizlet flashcards again a couple times, right? The test is tomorrow at 1, so it's later in the afternoon, but still make sure you get some good sleep tonight. Go to bed at a decent hour. I don't want you guys rolling out of bed and taking an AP exam, right? Your brain will not be functioning as to its optimal ability. So, sleep in, you can sleep in a little bit, but I would make sure you get up, eat something healthy. And if I were you guys, from 10 till 12:30, I would be flipping through my notes, doing my Quizlet one more time, studying things, right? So you're going in, your mind is already on calculus, you're ready to go, you're ready for whatever they're going to throw at you tomorrow. Okay, that's it. Again, one last thing. I have a Zoom check-in today at 1 p.m. So feel free to stop by, answer any questions. If you are having trouble locating your exam ticket that should have been emailed out, you need to let me know as soon as possible, and I can help talk you through that. Ms. Bird can help you get it figured out. We want to get that figured out as soon as possible, so you're not worrying about that the day of. I'll send you that Zoom check-in link today in an email right after I post this video. All right, guys. You guys have been obviously faced with a lot, but I know how much work you've put in throughout the year. I know how much work you've put in since we went to distance learning, and I know you can do this. I believe in you, and I want you to do the best you possibly can. Take care, AP Calcers. Miss you guys, and I'll see you soon. Talk to you later. 2 chains. Bye.